Hey there, Pisces. Welcome to your reading. This is going to be part 3 for 2023. The other 2 parts will be linked up down below. And in your first position here, we're going to look at your 9th house. 9th house has to do with wisdom, travel, learning, things like that. And you have this poised card. I love this card in this deck. To me, it's a card of potentially coming into some success or, finding new ways of raising yourself up. We already know, damn, Pisces, this is this is already a really good reading. So, this makes perfect sense to me. To me, it fits in very well with your astrology, everything that we see going on here. And so I feel like you're kind of being lifted up, and damn, Pisces, this is like really, really good. I feel there's a lot of good stuff, but, in your 9th house of travel, learning, wisdom, like I said, you have this poised card. This card basically says you're poised and ready for success. So I do feel like there is new success available to you, or you could be finding success. Sorry, I just had to fix my microphone there. But I also feel that you're kind of like ready to start a new journey, or ready to learn something new. I always get this feeling for you, Pisces, that you're probably like much more prepared than you realize. And you even have the 2 of Wands showing up here. This could be preparation in literally any area of your life. It is showing up in your 10th house, which could be like career, your long-term goals, things that you want to achieve, things that you want to have in your life. But the 2 of Wands kind of represents needing to do things kind of like differently, or needing to step outside of a comfort zone, needing to create your own place. Those are the words that are popping into my head. Even with the Chariot card, you have the Chariot here, which is amazing. It's showing up in your 10th house, which is even like more amazing. Love it, clearly. But it's kind of like, I really see you setting yourself apart this year. And again, this to me makes perfect sense because you had Jupiter in your 1st house all last year, 2022. So in 2023, it's like, when Jupiter moves into our 2nd house, and I don't care, even if you're not a 2nd house, even if Jupiter isn't going to your second house, again, we're all, depending on when you were born, you could be like an 11th house Pisces. Pisces could be anywhere, but it doesn't matter. To me, it's like when it moves into the 2nd, that's where the seeds sprout. That's where, all the work that we did for the past year kind of starts to grow, and we start to see the results. So clearly what I'm trying to say here, Pisces, is that I really feel there are some like amazing results coming in for you. And, it looks like you're being lifted up. Like I said, I freaking love this card. And sorry, Pisces, I just have to fix this microphone. I'll be right back. I rearranged my office, and I realized that it just was not right. So you have the Strength card, the Knight of Cups, and the 3 of Pentacles. Again, I feel like you could be learning quite a bit, but, here's the thing, is the 9th house has to do with learning. That's part of it. And also travel, I see both showing up here, in wisdom as well. Wisdom is like taking knowledge, things that you learn, and putting those things into action. I think most of your learning this year, and again, this kind of makes sense to me, it will probably be about yourself. The thing with the Strength card is that this lion, its tail is between its legs. It is submitting to her, and she has her hands in the lion's mouth. That lion could be like her, her inner beast, her inner critic, her inner demons, whatever you want to call it, doesn't really matter. But I feel a lot of you could be doing a lot of work on yourself, which I think would be great here. Even the Chariot has a lot to do with your willpower. And we see the Chariot going down to this Knight of Pentacles. So, if I was being super picky about this reading, what I would say is, I would start putting the things that you're learning into action. Kind of like what's popping into my head here, again, really, really good reading, Pisces, but what's popping into my head is that sometimes, I think us Pisces, we get a little bit too, focused on the future, maybe not in a good way. And, I kind of see like a little bit too much future thinking here, where you could be projecting too much in the future. And what I mean by this is I feel you could have ideas that you want to put into action with the Chariot card. Then we hit the Knight of Pentacles. It's like you're stopping yourself from being successful, even though I think you will be very successful. I feel like you could be more successful this year, but you could be like worrying about things that just, it's like too much future worrying. I don't know how else to verbalize this, but I feel some of you, it's like you could have come up with ideas for work or business, or for even love as well. You have the Knight of Cups here. but then you start worrying about like the future, things that could happen, might happen, probably never will happen. And again, that could be tripping you up. So I'd be careful of that. You do have the Knight of Cups here. And again, this is the area of travel. So some of you could definitely be traveling or thinking about traveling. I also feel that there could be like a very strong connection between like travel and your ideas. You know, you could be getting a lot of ideas about pretty much everything. And, you know, I feel like these ideas could be coming through adventure. I would encourage you to go on adventures this year. Could literally be through traveling. You have 3 knights here showing up in your reading right now, and the Chariot, and the 6 of Swords, and the 2 of Wands, literally. But these adventures could come from reading books. It could come from watching movies, believe it or not, or watching YouTube videos or learning about new things. So I feel like kind of like learning and educating yourself. It's like these are adventures that you're going to be going on, but it's almost like you're getting things. That's what's popping to my head. I know that sounds stupid, but it's almost like you're getting rewards from the things that you're experiencing. So I would encourage you to have a lot of experiences this year, whatever that means for you. It could be anything. And again, you don't even have to leave your home to do this, I don't think. Although I would encourage you to get out of the house, Pisces. Yes. You have the 3 of Pentacles here. So again, learning from other people definitely would be a good time to work with other people, I feel, for you to, again, especially if you have a business. I've been saying this forever. Teamwork makes a dream work. It's in the astrology. We're entering into a time of co-creation. If you have a business, and if you're not building a team, and again, you don't even have to hire people. You could just be joining a mastermind group. You could be learning from other people. You could just be teaming up with people, finding a person who you bounce your ideas off of. Like all those things would be extremely profitable, I feel, for you with this 3 of Pentacles. But clearly, you are poised for success. With the Strength card, you have this organization card. I do feel like you're learning to be more organized. I don't think it's like you need to be organized or anything like that. I'm a Pisces. My life is messy. Messy in the best way possible. Pisces, I like to say that I have a system for everything that I do, right? And maybe it doesn't make sense to other people, but it's organized for me. So, maybe some of you are kind of getting more organized though. With the Knight of Cups, you have the Seduction card. I do feel some of you could have a person, again, we're not really focusing on love here, although if it shows up, I'm going to talk about it. Because again, these aren't necessarily love houses that we're looking at here, although it could be. And I do feel that there could be a person coming in for you from a distance. It makes a lot of sense to me that some of you could be finding a person that you could marry this year. It just wouldn't surprise me. This card is Jupiter and Pisces. We had Jupiter and Pisces. Jupiter going into Aries, I just feel for a lot of you could bring in true love, or could bring in your true love into your life. And even if we look like this right here, Knight of Cups, Chariot, Page of Pentacles, I mean, literally new love coming in from a distance. Could be an earth sign, a Scorpio. You have Scorpio here. Could be another water sign. Could be a Leo as well, stands out to me. Cancer. So, it could be earth or water for the most part. Might be a Leo for some of you. But I do feel it could involve travel, or there is need to travel. I feel like you're very attracted to each other as well, again, if there's love coming in here. And I feel like this person literally wants to work on a team with that 3 of Pentacles. With the 3 of Pentacles, you have this Charity card. See, I feel like people, number one, I get so much here for you. I feel like people want to support you this year. I feel people really want to lift you up as well. And that's why you have that Poise card. It's not even just love. I feel this in multiple areas of your life, that people really want to support you. They really want to help you. And I would also encourage you to make sure that you're surrounding yourself with people who want to do these things. Because, really good reading, but again, there might be other people who don't want to support you or who are just toxic. So make sure you're surrounding yourself with the right people. But also, as far as love is concerned, again, I feel like you could be finding a person who's very giving, much more giving than what you've experienced in the past is what I'm getting here, Pisces. Next in your 10th house of career, fame, fortune, long-term goals. Damn, Pisces, you have the Starfish card. It says, open to infinite possibility. I love this card. One of my favorite cards in this deck for sure. And I just feel like this is saying the more open you are to opportunity, obviously the more opportunities you're going to find. I really see you being a little farmer this year. It's you're farming opportunities, and that's exactly how I'd look at it. I think you're going to find a lot of these opportunities, again, through education, through learning, through, based off of just your 9th house here. we're looking at your 10th house in this row, but I kind of feel that's where a lot of these opportunities could come in. I also feel like there's a great deal of opportunity for in traveling. I've been saying this to you for years. I mean, to me, it just shows up in your astrology, Pisces. Just in general, I feel there's like a lot of opportunity in doing things at a distance for you. Long distance business, long distance just travel, just for fun. If you're doing any of those things, there's going to be a lot of opportunity. And I would definitely encourage you to take advantage of it with this card. You have the Knight of Swords, the Chariot, and the Two of Wands. Again, the Chariot is a card of success, abundance, victories. I mean, just an amazing card to have in your 10th house. What I would say is a couple of things. Number one, it is a card that says where there's a will, there's a way. So it is a card of needing to use your willpower to be successful. So you really have to take control over the things you want. It's also about leaving a comfort zone. He's leaving the city behind him. You have two cards of leaving a comfort zone. Well, actually three. You have the Six of Swords, the Two of Wands, and this card right here. So he's leaving a comfort zone. But the story of the Chariot is that city is crowded. There's just a lot of competition there in the city. Maybe he's already experienced everything he can experience in that city. Like, there might be nothing more for him to experience there. So he has to go find his own place. And I really feel like some of you are kind of just on this journey of, I don't want to sound too cliche here. This is going to drive me nuts today, Pisces, I swear to God. But I don't want to sound too cliche, but what I was saying is he is kind of finding himself, and I kind of feel that for some of you, where it's like maybe you're leaving some things behind, and we're, in your last row, clearly, which is going to represent your 12th house, which is endings and leaving things behind. You do have some cards here that I guess could kind of represent leaving things behind. We're going to talk about that, but I kind of feel like you're setting yourself apart. You have that poise card. That lady's on a pedestal. This card here is a card of setting yourself apart. Kind of making yourself more unique, making yourself different, so you can stand out in a crowded world, right? And the 10th house is all about fame. And I'm not suggesting you're going to become famous or anything like that, but, I kind of feel like you're trying to make yourself stand out. You have the Two of Wands. He's taking the lead. He needs to take the lead as well. He feels like he has accomplished everything that there is to accomplish in his life, but he has the whole world in his hands. There's so much more for him to accomplish. There's so much more for him to get out into the world and do, but he has to go do it. So don't be afraid to leave comfort zones. I would say you're not going to find anything, in the things that you've done in the past. Look at you. We have the Knight of Swords running to the past right here. So don't go this direction towards the past. I feel like you need to focus on the future and all the big, bright, beautiful things that it looks like are coming in for you this year. I mean, all three readings have been really good for you, Pisces. Again, not surprised, just based off your astrology. But, that's what I'd say there. No assumptions this year as well with the Knight of Swords. I would almost look at every opportunity, especially in work or business, because this is your 10th house, or especially having to do with your long-term goals and wishes. Could be in any area of your life with the 10th house. Could be about having a family. You have this family card at the end, the family room card or something like that. Six of Cups. So, it could be any long-term goal or wish. And, I think there could be some things where maybe you're looking at it and you're saying, I don't know if I like this, changes that are happening in the world or whatever. But I would start asking questions like, how can I like this? Or how can I, take this and use it to my benefit, right? How can I make these changes work for me? And I feel if you do those things, you're going to get some really surprising answers. With the Knight of Swords, you have this discovery card. So much travel here, Pisces. So I feel like you need to be open to discover. I feel like you need to be a little adventurer this year and kind of just explore new ideas, explore new things. That's where your success is going to come from. With the Chariot, you have this romance card. Definitely love coming in from a distance. This card here is Venus and Taurus. And it wouldn't surprise me if it was a Taurus that was coming in for you, but, I definitely feel there's love coming in for you. I kind of feel for you that, really after the end of February, things start to improve for you as far as love is concerned. So, maybe the first 2 months are just okay. But then when we get into the rest of the year, really good love year for you, especially having that Jupiter in your second. Yes, the second house doesn't necessarily have to do with love, but it has to do with, things that you value and, all that other good stuff. Then on top of that, Jupiter's going to be entering into your third house this year as well. It's going to be entering into Taurus. It's, of course, going to retrograde back into Aries, but, really good for communication people are going to want to talk to you is what I'm trying to say. So, like I said, definitely clearly there could be love coming in for you. What I would say the difference here is that, I feel like this person helps you expand. It's like maybe in the past you've been with people where you feel like shrinking energy. I feel like this person makes you feel very expansive, like you're growing. I feel like they make you more successful. I don't think they make you more successful. I'm just saying like their energy, maybe you're noticing that you're more successful when you're with them or something like that. With the Two of Wands, you have this originality card. To me, this is just the name of the game for the rest of your life until you're dead, Pisces, is that you need to embrace the original new ideas, things that are different. Things are going to change faster and faster and faster. This is not going to stop. Pluto and Aquarius, right? So I keep saying it's like, how can you, especially you, Pisces, it's like so important for you. How can you inspire more people? Like what can you do to lift up the world, right? And I know that sounds crazy, but it might come in through some original ideas, things that nobody's ever done before, but that's exactly what I'd be doing if I were you, and I am. So there you go. Next in your 11th house for community, your group, people around you, luck, long-term, not long-term, luck, but goals. Also, like just like the 10th house, 10th house is long-term goals. 11th house is kind of just like goals, any goal that you have. You have this legacy card. It says, your work will be passed down to future generations. Are you freaking kidding me, Pisces? Harvest the gifts of your ancestors. These gifts are also yours. You also have this card that says, a detour is available to you right now. That can be a benefit. So I feel like there is a change that you could take advantage of right now. Again, the 11th house is the house of the future as well. And I kind of feel like there's something that could change your future. The interesting thing is I would be careful of getting married to your ideas is what's popping into my head here, Pisces. I'm very guilty of this, right? Like I come up with an idea. Sometimes I fall in love with an idea that I have and I spend way too much time on it, right? Like I can't even tell you how many business ideas I've had that I've just like spent, clearly they're not going to work. And I spend a lot of time on them. What I would say is the benefit of that is I currently have several successful businesses because of how much time I put into the businesses, right? But at the same time, I've wasted a lot of time. So, I feel like this is saying don't get married to an idea. And I also feel there could be like some detours or a detour that's becoming available to you. And it does feel like business to me. Could be anything though. And, I feel like I would take it. Could be in work, career, business. Maybe it seems like it's going in a different direction. The perfect example, I don't want to babble on about this, but, the perfect example for me is this channel. This channel was not part of my plan, like originally, right? I've had this channel for 8 freaking years. I can't believe it. And, that I've been doing this. And, originally I was working on a totally other business when I started this channel. And, after I had a business failure, that was kind of successful. Then I started this channel, which became more successful, obviously. And so I stuck with this channel. But again, it was kind of like a detour for me. It wasn't something that I really saw myself doing long term. But now, obviously, that's completely changed. And also, this channel has helped me reach many other goals that I had. So it's like you never know how a detour could bring you to exactly where you want to go. And that's exactly what this channel did for me. I feel the same thing for you. It's almost like there's a detour that could be coming in that leads you towards exactly everything that you want. You have the Death card, the Page of Pentacles, and the Knight of Pentacles here. Again, here's the hesitation, the Knight of Pentacles, playing it safe, all this other stuff. So I would be careful of being, playing it too safe, of being too cautious. I feel luck is on your side, really, in this reading for sure. So it's kind of like one of those things that if you don't take advantage of the luck, nothing's going to happen. But I feel like you need to get moving. Right next to this is the 9 of Cups, total fulfillment. So, like, whatever your new idea is, I would, like, embrace it. I had to learn a long time ago as well, Pisces, that, I used to get very enthusiastic about my ideas. I still do, right? I still get very excited, very enthusiastic about my business ideas and things like that. It never stops, right? But number one, I used to share my ideas. I still share my ideas, but only with people who, kind of motivate me, who hold me accountable and things like that, right? But I used to share my ideas, get very excited, and then I would get disappointed. But also, it's like when I would change, like when I would have a different idea, people would be like, oh, I thought you were going to do this other thing, right? And I just had to learn to ignore it, right? It's like I just had to learn that I'm one of those people where I have to put things out and then realize it's a bad idea and then move on to the next thing. It's like, so like, don't beat yourself up is what I'm trying to say, especially if Especially if you're making a change and you like don't want to look like a fool, right? It's like I say, who cares, right? I don't I'm not afraid to make a fool of myself. One of my favorite people, one of my favorite Pisces of all time, Sarah Blakely, she invented Spanx, right? She literally says embarrass yourself every single day. She does something to embarrass herself daily. And there's so much power in doing that because then you just don't care like what people think. And I definitely get that in that Page of Pentacles. I also do feel like there could be communication here. There is some sort of connection between like your goals and maybe relationships. For some of you, obviously that's not going to be true for all of you, but you could be, maybe you have a goal to like have a family, which we kind of see right here going up to the Six of Cups. And I do feel like you have to leave a comfort zone here to be, to be with this person right here. It could be distance for others. I just feel it's not like leaving a comfort zone. I feel like maybe you've just been beaten up on love. Pisces is kind of what I get from this reading, plus all the past readings I did for you for this year. And I feel like you need to realize that this person is different, right? You have the Death card here. So, I'm trying to see, it's interesting to me that the King right here is dead underneath the Death Rider. The King on the Death card, it kind of represents the fact that even kings die. So even things that we feel are established in life, eventually they transform, or eventually they turn into something else, or eventually they go away. So again, it's just kind of like another symbol to me that suggests maybe like one of your ideas. I'm not saying it's dying. It might be transforming. You might be moving on to something else here. And I feel that would be, I think it's going to lead to a lot of success for you, but, just plain and simple. It's kind of funny because, again, this would be like the house of groups or your community, kind of like socializing as well. Kind of, not totally. And it's more about you. With the Death card, you have this Enthusiasm card. See, here's the thing, is you'll probably be very enthusiastic. As I was talking about enthusiasm, you'll be very enthusiastic about a new idea. And so I feel like you need to maintain that enthusiasm. So again, maybe if you have some ideas for a new goal, or a new project that is kind of more future oriented, maybe you want to keep those ideas to yourself just for right now, right? Not forever, but just until you can get them kind of built up and just until you can get them to a certain point so that you can keep them going. With the Page of Pentacles, you have this Generosity card. You have the Charity card with a person. You have this card here next to the Romance card with the Page of Pentacles. So I feel like you're meeting a person. This is going to be the difference for you here, Pisces, with this person. I feel like you experienced like no generosity with past people. Maybe other people were takers and you were a giver, which again, that's your own fault. Trust me. It's like, I'm an overgiver too. Totally understand it, right? Because we're Pisces. I think we overgive in relationships, but that's our fault, right? That's not the other person's fault. If you're just freely giving your energy, then, like I said, that's your fault. But, I think what you're going to notice the difference here, and again, trust me, I blame myself in every single relationship I've ever been in. So there you go. But what I would say here is that this to me is saying that what you're going to notice is that I feel like this person is very generous with you, much more generous than past people that you've experienced here. With the Knight of Pentacles, you have this Exaltation card. I'm telling you right now, it's like this detour I feel is like divinely guided into your life. This Exaltation card, to me, it's like very similar to that Poise card. It's saying something is being lifted up here or something is being guided into your life. I kind of feel it's a new direction, so don't be afraid of taking new directions. Don't hesitate. Finally here, for your 12th house, you have this Unexpected Income card and this Family Room card. This is, kind of the house of endings, closure, things that are hidden, things that you're releasing, maybe things that you don't see coming. So I literally feel there could be more income than you could possibly imagine coming in for you. Again, I want to stress this year that I do think there's a crazy amount of money available to you, but it's just available to you, Pisces. You have to, push yourself outside comfort zones. You have to go watch the part 1 where I was talking in your second house. I feel like you have to take bigger risks. I feel like you have to put yourself out there more. I also feel like there could be a lot of success for you over the next several years in communication or putting yourself out there. Also in education, learning as much as you can about whatever it is that you do or that you want to do. Even if you want to learn a new skill, I feel like there's a lot of success for you. Again, this is the house of endings. I don't really feel that there's an ending in family. Again, this family room kind of represents your family. But it can represent releasing things. And I do feel that some of you, look, you have the Six of Cups, the Six of Swords, and the Nine of Cups. I do feel that you could be releasing things here. If you've been watching me for a while, you know that I love 2 sixes. To me, it says you're moving in the right direction. But some of you, could be releasing things from your childhood with the Six of Cups, and this makes a lot of sense. We have Neptune and Pisces, and Neptune and Pisces is kind of like a direct challenge to traditional belief. Neptune will be leaving Pisces at the end of 2025, but, again, we're working with the energy right now. So you could be kind of like releasing some beliefs that you developed years ago. Doesn't even have to be from childhood. It could just be from years ago, and I feel this could be leading to a change. I see this as a gift for you, Pisces, because the Six of Cups can be like a gift from the universe, and the gift we usually receive from the Six of Cups is a turnaround. Next, you have the Six of Swords, which is like moving on to calmer shores. I definitely feel there are a lot of improvements and success coming in for you with the Six of Swords. Six of Swords is interesting because it can represent a totally, kind of like starting from scratch. That's not completely accurate, but, this woman and the child in this boat, they're leaving everything behind for the hopes of a brighter future. So they're not like, they're kind of making a total sacrifice. They only have the clothing on their back, and they're going to the calmer shores, but they're not bringing anything with them. So they're kind of like starting over. And I do feel like some of you might feel like you're starting over in some area of your life, even if you, with this detour card here, if you're like taking some sort of detour, you might feel like you're completely starting over. But really, I don't think you're starting from scratch. You're starting from a place of knowledge. So you have to remember that you're not like starting completely over with nothing. You have everything right here that you need. And you also have the Nine of Cups. So there could be like closure coming in for some of you if you need closure in some area of your life. But, I also kind of feel like you're releasing the need for approval. I also feel like you're learning to be satisfied and fulfilled on your own. Like, this is some pretty deep stuff. I mean, the 12th house could be, can be like deep work and work that you do on yourself. And we said that at the beginning of the reading with the Strength card. And I really see you doing that, Pisces, here. I really see you working on yourself. I really see you doing things for yourself and maybe like even learning to be comfortable alone. Some of you might even be like traveling or doing things alone so that you can learn to fulfill yourself. And I really feel this is going to put you in a powerful position. With the Six of Cups, you have the health card. Yeah, I would definitely watch your health. The 12th house is, can be a house of like illnesses and things like that. I don't think there's anything bad happening. These are really good cards, but, I would just make sure to watch your health. We do have Saturn going into Pisces. And again, having Saturn in your first house definitely has to do with your health. So, but the thing is if you're following the rules of health, then you'll be healthy. If you're breaking the rules of health, then you won't be healthy. So, I would just follow the rules, right? Whatever that means for you. With the Six of Swords, you have this endurance card. Damn. You have the Sun in Virgo, Sun in Scorpio here, Sun in Sagittarius. So there could be a Sagittarius, a Scorpio, or a Virgo coming in for you as far as love is concerned. But this could also just be you. Again, I kind of feel like people are going to admire this about you. I feel like you never give up. You have the Chariot card, and I feel like people really see you as kind of like a force to be reckoned with, in a lot of ways. I think that's how people will see you in the future as well. I feel like they'll see you as kind of like unstoppable. Really good. With the Nine of Cups, you have this Control card. This reminds me of the World card. It's kind of like a card of achievements and success. So I definitely see a lot of achievements and success for you, Pisces. Damn, Pisces. This is really, really good. I am going to pull 5 themes to see if there's anything else we missed in these 4 houses. I can't count today. But you have this dog far away. It says, a distant friend is thinking of you. I definitely see like something long distance here. So if you're connecting with a person in love, could be from a distance. I also would definitely encourage you, like if you're starting groups, if you're, if you have a business and you want to start a group on like Facebook where maybe you bounce ideas off of each other, of like other people, I think all those things would be a good idea for you at this time. You have this Quill card. It says, get back to basics. Don't overcomplicate things for sure. I think that Knight of Pentacles energy that we were talking about could be overcomplication. So keep it simple. You have this diamond card. It says you will be receiving or giving a precious gift. Love it. There could be gifts coming in for you. You also have this door card. It says opportunities are waiting for you. You just have to open the door. Knight of Pentacles. That Knight of Pentacles is the only thing that's going to stop you. Overthinking, thinking you're not ready, thinking you're not prepared, thinking you don't know what you need to do. And again, I also think that practice would be a good idea. One of my favorite books of all time is called The War of Art. And no, I'm not talking about the art of war. People always correct me. I am talking about The War of Art by Stephen Pressfield. So don't correct me. I'm not wrong. It is a book, and it is a book about resistance. And it's a book that says the only way to overcome resistance is to practice. So if you have an idea, you're not going to be perfect. You have to try things and practice, and then you have to iterate on those things that you created, right? So that's what I would say there. And finally, you have this claw card. Says, be careful, do not take risks. I do not think that is true. I think there are certainly risks that you can take this year. I wouldn't take risks with like your health for sure. I wouldn't take risks that are not calculated, that are not thought out. But if you're taking calculated risks, totally different story. Amazing reading, Pisces. Like, damn, love it. So thank you for being here. Really appreciate it. Make sure to watch your sun, moon, and rising for a full picture of what's going on for you at this time. Also, the other two parts are linked up down below. So thank you, and definitely enjoy your year.